We're gonna go ahead and get started now. Just another reminder, my name is Jendar. Welcome to yoga. So today for the practice, we're gonna be needing a cushion or some sort of blanket to sit on. We're gonna be doing lots of things on the floor. Yoga blocks, if you happen to have any yoga blocks, or otherwise a chair can be also pretty helpful for some things that we're gonna do standing up where we may require blocks. So those will be the props that we're going to be incorporating this morning. And if you don't have any, you can still practice. Those are just things that can be helpful and make your practice a little smoother. So we're going to start sitting on the floor, either on a blanket or on some sort of cushion or pillow if you have any. We'll start with the legs crossed in Sukhasana, which is this pose. So that means I want you to cross your legs like an X shape. Flex your feet, stack your shins or your knees above your feet. And find some space between your calves and your pubis, as you can see I'm doing. So give your hips and your thighs space to open. And just rest your hands either on your kneecaps or simply on your thighs. You can keep your eyes open or closed throughout this portion of the practice, but we're just going to be working on the shoulders and the neck. So whenever you're ready, we're going to start rolling the shoulders forward. Inhale the shoulders up to the ears and roll them back and then down, moving with your breath. And again, roll the shoulders forward, inhale them up, and roll them back, exhale them down. And just continue moving in this circular pattern, following your inhales and your exhales. Just noticing those sensations that you're experiencing on your shoulder area and just moving it accordingly. One more time, rolling the shoulders forward and inhale them up and roll them back and then down. And I want us to do 5 more, but this time rolling the shoulders back and then inhale them up, then roll them forward and then down. And continue moving at your own. I'm going to set my timer just to make sure that we don't go over time. Let's continue moving as gently or as deeply as you like, following your breath. I don't usually play music and definitely not in this format of video. So I want you to think of your breath as the music of your practice, just helping you find your own personal pace. And I think we only have 1 more. Roll the shoulders back and then inhale them up to the ears and roll them forward and then down. Now we're going to hug the shoulder blades in, letting the sternum open, lifting the ribs up and lengthening through your spine. We're going to exhale as we bring the chin into the chest. And then inhale, bring your head to the center. Then exhale, bring your head back, opening your throat. Inhale, head to the center, and then exhale, draw your right ear, let it hang over your right shoulder. Inhale, head to the center, exhale, drop your left ear over your left shoulder. And then inhale, head to the center. Let's repeat, exhale, chin to your chest. And as you notice, I'm near you. Inhale, head to the center, and then exhale, drop your head back. Inhale, head to center, exhale, bring your right ear over the right shoulder. Place your right hand over your left shoulder, press the left shoulder down. And hold for 5, keep breathing, and 4, and 3, keep breathing, and 2, and then 1, release your hand to your leg, inhale, head to center, and let's repeat, exhale, drop your left ear, let it hang over your left shoulder this time, left hand on the right shoulder, press the right shoulder down as the elbow rests on the chest for 5, keep breathing, and 4, press a little deeper if you like for 3, and 2, and then 1, and release your hand to the leg, inhale, head to center. One more time, exhale. Bring your chin to your chest, a little deeper if you can. Inhale, head to middle. Exhale, drop your head back. Inhale, head to center. Exhale, drop your right ear over your right shoulder. This time, right hand on the head, gently press your head down as your left shoulder comes away from your ear. For 5, keep breathing. And 4, and 3, keep breathing. And 2, and then 1, release your hand to the leg, inhale, head to center. And one more time, drop your left ear over your left shoulder, left hand on the head, and press as gently or deeply as you like for 5, and 4, keep breathing, and 3, and 2, keep breathing, and then 1, release your hand to the leg, inhale, head to the center, and let's switch the cross of the legs. So the leg that's in the front comes to the back, the one in the back comes to the front. It's going to feel different as you switch the cross of your legs. Most likely, maybe the side feels a little less flexible, so we're trying to find evenness on both hips. With your hands on your shins this time, let's find cow-cat. Continue to open the neck and the spine and the shoulders. Inhale, open in your throat, chest, and belly. And then as we exhale, round your spine, chin in, navel in. And again, inhale, opening for cow pose, as gently or deeply as you like. And then exhale, you can round your spine for cat. And I want you just to continue observing your breath, moving with your inhales for cow, moving with your exhales for cat. We'll just do 5 more rounds, a little deeper, if you're able to. And just 2 more rounds. And inhale, arrive in a neutral spine, bringing your hands from your shins to your kneecaps. We're going to do a Sufi grind, so I want us to bring the belly forward, the chest and throat forward. We're moving to the right, and then round your spine as you come back with an exhale. Moving to your left, and then inhale, come forward. So we're just moving in the circular motion, just making the circles big or as small as you want. Just for 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. And inhale, come forward. Let us reverse. We'll move to the left side, 5 rounds as well. Inhale as you come forward, and exhale as you come back, rounding your spine like a cat. And just finding 2 more rounds to the left. And 1 last round to the left. And as we inhale, just come forward and just allow your head to feel heavy. Just let your head hang here for a moment or 2. And then as we inhale, again, gently roll your head, roll your neck, roll your spine up 1 vertebrae at a time, sitting straight upward. And we're going to keep ourselves holding here for just a couple moments with our spine straight. Imagine you have a string attached to the top of your head to help you keep this long, straight posture, feeling very tall, even though you're seated on the earth, and either your eyes are open or closed. I want us just to simply observe the breath, observing the inhales and the exhales, noticing whether you're a chest breather or a belly breather. We're trying to bring the breath into the abdomen. So on the next inhale, inhale all the way down to your belly, feeling the abdomen expand, the ribs expand, the chest expand with air as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, contracting the chest, followed by the ribs, followed by the abdomen. So finding the 3-part breath. Then again, when you inhale, inhale all the way down to the abdomen, just feeling the abdomen, ribs, and chest expand with air. Then as you exhale, feeling the contraction of your chest, and then the ribs, and then the abdomen. And I want us to try continuing finding this 3-part inhale and 3-part exhale throughout the practice. This is actually how our natural breath should look like. Maybe we're able to take this breath with us after the practice for the rest of the day. And as you focus on your inhales and exhales for 5 more rounds, just allowing this breath to help you quiet your mind of any distractions that you may be having this Tuesday morning. If your thoughts begin to wander to something else, bring yourselves back to your breath. Again, using this breath to help quiet the mind and help us find a state of concentration, because more than a physical practice, yoga is a mental practice about quieting the mind ultimately to prepare us for meditation. Let's go ahead and give ourselves 1 last breath here. You're welcome to either keep your eyes closed or open them coming back into your room. And since I said we were going to do a couple things here on the floor, we're going to stay seated for a couple more minutes. I do want us to switch to crossable legs. If your legs start falling asleep, you could always just bring them forward like this and staff pose, shake them off, have them wake up, especially if you have certain issues with circulation, which I do. Wake them up and then switch them again, starting with the same cross that we did first. If you happen to have a yoga block, you can use it, but again, this can be done without a block. I'm going to use mine since I have one. So if you have a block, you can place it next to your right side. Since I'm going to mirror you, we're going to do some side body stretches and some twisting first. I want us to place the right forearm on the block or just on the mat. And as you do, we're going to try to keep the left glute pressing onto your cushion or blanket or simply on the mat if you're just sitting on your mat. We're going to bring the left arm straight up, feeling that nice stretch, not only through the left side, but also through the right side. So try not to collapse. Feeling that openness, your right side body opening away from your block or from your mat. Left arm straight up or turn your palm to the right and then extend your arm above your ear, looking forward. Or you can look up. Just keep finding your breath, that 3-part breath for 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and then 1. We're going to inhale, reach the arm up, and come back to the center, back to that neutral spine. If you have a block again, you can now bring it to your left side. The left forearm resting on the block or directly on the floor. The right glute pressing on your blanket or cushion. Right arm straight up, or you can turn your palm to the left and reach it above your ear. Shoulder away from your ear, looking forward, up. And find your breath for 5. Keep breathing for 4. And 3. Keep breathing for 2. And then 1. We'll inhale, reach the arm up, and come back to neutral. We're going to do this one more time. Maybe go a little deeper for the second round. If you have a block, bring it to your right, maybe lower your block or get rid of it. Bring your forearm to the block or directly to the mat. Left glute, again, pressing down. Left arm straight up or above your ear. Shoulder away from the ear. Look forward or upward for 5. Keep breathing. And 4. And 3. And 2. And then 1. Inhale, reach your arm up. And then exhale, come back to the center. Block to your left. One more time. Bring your forearm to the block or to the mat. Right arm straight up. Palm to the side. Reaching over your ear. And right glute pressing against the mat or block, whatever you're sitting on. Holding for 5, keep breathing. And 4, and 3, and 2, and then 1. Inhale, come up and back to that neutral spine. So one more time, one more exercise seated before we move into our downward facing dogs. Switch to cross of your legs. We're going to be doing some twisting next. Again, if you happen to have a block, you can place it behind you. With your arms to your side, fingertips touching gently on the mat, long spine. We're going to inhale, open the arms, start our aura. We're very slowly reaching your arms up into an upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana. Let your arms, your shoulders soften. So if you need to open your arms wider, palms facing one another, and held together here. As we exhale, turn to your right. Again, I'm near you. And as you turn to your right, left hand comes to your right knee. Right hand comes behind you, maybe holding onto a block. But making sure, this is what happens without noticing for a lot of us, we tend to collapse. We want to lengthen. So lengthen your spine, open your ribs, your chest. And then from there, as you basically grow taller, then you find more space to twist without collapsing. Turning your head over towards your right shoulder and holding here for 5, keep breathing. And 4, growing a little taller for 3, keep breathing. And 2, and holding for 1. And then we'll inhale, reach the arms forward and up. And exhale, turn to your left. So right hand on the left knee, left hand behind you. And turn your gaze over to your left shoulder. And hold for 5, keep breathing. And 4, and hold for 3. And 2, and hold for 1. We're going to inhale, reach the arms forward and up one more time. We'll exhale, turn to the right side, left hand on the knee, right hand behind you. This time we twist to the right again, but I want us to turn the head over to the left shoulder for 5. Keep breathing for 4 and 3. Keep breathing for 2 and then 1. We'll inhale, reach the arms forward and up for our last twist. And we'll exhale, release over to the left. Right hand on the left knee, left hand behind you. Make sure you're not collapsing. Lengthen your spine, open your ribs, and turn your head over to your right shoulder for 5. Keep breathing for 4. And 3, keep breathing for 2, and then 1. Inhale, reach the arms forward up. Soften your shoulders again, and then exhale, release. Bring your arms by your sides, fingertips touching the mat. Take a breath or 2 here. Hopefully we're feeling a lot taller, a lot more open, a lot more awake already by now. And I want us to now come into our downward facing dog. Okay, so we're gonna first move the blanket or cushion that we have been sitting on one on the blanket. And find your tabletop. I'm gonna go ahead and tuck in my shirt. So find tabletop on your mat first, stack the shoulders above your wrists, hips above your knees, and begin already to distribute the weight of your body evenly. That's very important in down dog so that we're not dumping all our weight on the arms, which is a mistake a lot of us do, and then our arms get super tired. So go ahead and find down dog and notice how everything feels. It's still pretty early. Most likely you haven't done a lot of movement yet this morning. So muscles are going to feel very tight, a lot tighter than if you were practicing yoga later in the day. So most likely we may have to bend the knees quite a lot this morning. And as we bend the knees, we make it easier on the spine to lengthen. So I want us, instead of blocking the legs and causing the spine to round, bend your knees. Soften your knees, push your pelvis back, allow your spine to lengthen. We're trying to, first of all, work on lengthening the spine, the back, right? And draw the shoulders away from the ears. So the feet are going to be hips width apart, arms shoulder width apart, or maybe even wider. Spreading all fingers. So make sure that your hands are nice and open. That's going to protect your wrist quite a lot. And if you're having trouble, by any chance you're like sliding on your mat, which happens, especially if you have a U mat, then you can hold on to the sides of your mat instead, using your grip. Now bend your knees if you have to, pelvis back, lengthen the spine, shoulders away from your ears, and begin to walk your down dog like you're pedaling on a bike. Bend one knee, pressing the opposite heel on the earth. Bend the other knee, pressing the opposite heel on the mat. As you walk, stretching the calves and the hamstrings, you can rock your head from side to side. And rock your head back and forth, just letting your head feel heavy here. If you have to rest, you can always come down to your knees and rest, and then join us back in down dog. And let's walk for 3 more breaths here. Just 3 more inhales and exhales, stretching the calves and hamstrings, stretching the spine a little deeper. We'll take 1 more breath here. And then looking forward, I want us to step the feet to the top of the mat. If you happen to have blocks, go ahead and grab maybe just 1 block or 2 blocks if you happen to have to. Or like I said, a chair is a great substitute because we all most likely have some sort of chair at home. You can also bring a chair and use that as a block. So with the hands on the seat of the chair, we're going to start in a half forward bend. So we're going to start pretty high up first. Shoulders above wrist. Notice how your hamstrings feel. Hopefully a little bit more open after down dog, but maybe not fully open yet. Sit bones above your heels. Your feet about hips apart or a little bit wider if you like more space. And I want us to lengthen the spine. So if you have to bend your knees, just like you did in your down dog, possibly lengthen your spine, crown of your head forward, and draw the shoulders back. And just observe your breath. We're just going to take 3 more inhales and exhales here. And we'll just take 1 last breath here. And you can stay up here, or you are also welcome to go deeper. So if you have blocks can come lower, or bring your hands lower on your chair. Lengthen your spine, heels down, bend your knees if you have to. And observe your breath. We'll just take 4 more breaths here. And just 2 more breaths. And you can stay where you're at, or if you're able to, you can go a little deeper, walk your hands lower on the chair, or lower your blocks, or even let go of your blocks and bring your hands all the way down to the floor, but still lengthening your spine. And if you have to, keep your knees bent. And observe your breath. Make sure that you're able to breathe deeply, otherwise you'll be working way harder than you should. So just always let the breath be in control. And just take 2 more breaths here. And just 1 last breath. So I want us to go ahead and move the chair forward. And for your blocks, if you've been using blocks, feet, hips width are a little wider. You can always bring them as wide as your mat for a full forward bend. Drop your whole upper body, just let your whole upper body hang. Again, if you have to bend your knees, bend them. Feeling your heels pressing down. So do not just like balance on the balls of your feet and toes. Heels down, Distribute the weight of your body evenly through your feet. Clasp your elbows. We're gonna ragdoll. Rock side to side, saying no. Rock back and forth, saying yes. And switching the cross of the arms. Rock side to side. And rock back and forth. And go ahead, just let your arms feel heavy, touch the mat. We're gonna move into another round of down dog. So pressing your hands on the ground, bend your knees if you have to bring your hands on the floor. Step your feet back and move into another round of downward facing dog. So like in our first down dog, distribute the weight of your body evenly. So make sure you're not dumping all the weight on your arms. Your legs have to work as hard as your arms. Bring some of the weight back into your legs. Again, if you have to, bend your knees bent now and lengthen your spine. From this down dog, let's move into a three-legged dog. So we're gonna inhale, right leg up. Keep your hips square, so do not let your right hip open. Right hip bone turns down, so both hips are pretty much aligned. Right leg straight behind you, left knee bending a bit if you have to. And we'll hold here for 5, keep breathing. And 4. And holding here for 3, keep breathing. And 2. And holding here for 1. And go ahead, release and place your right foot on the ground. Take a moment or two back in down dog. Let us find the second side whenever you're ready. Inhale, left leg up. Again, make sure you're not opening your left hip. That's a different kind of three-legged dog. Today's version of three-legged dog, our pelvis is neutral. So keep your left hip bone aligned to the right. Find your right knee a bit if you have to. We'll hold here for 5, keep breathing. And 4. And 3, keep breathing. And 2. And 1. And place your left foot on the ground. Take a moment or two. We're going to do this a second time. So whenever you're ready, inhale, right leg up. Keeping those pelvis, the hips neutral. And hold for 5, keep breathing. And 4. And 3, keep breathing. And 2. And 1. And place your right foot on the ground. Take the other leg up whenever you're ready. Inhale, left leg up. And hold for 5, keep breathing. And 4. And 3, keep breathing. And 2. And then 1. And go ahead, release. And come down to your knees. And from here, we're going to do a couple wrist exercises. So fun, tabletop. Again, distribute the weight of your body to your arms and hands and legs and feet. Spread those fingers out. And we're just going to begin to rock back and forth. So inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. Again, inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. For just 3 more breaths. And one more time, we'll inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. And then riding in the middle, I want us to turn the fingertips to the side. So turn your fingertips to the sides of your mat. Maybe open your arms and hands a little wider if you like. Inhale to one side. Exhale to the other. We'll just do 4 more rounds here. And just 2 more rounds. Inhale to one side. Exhale to the other. And one more time. Inhale to one side. And exhale to the other. And then arriving in the center, we're going to turn the fingertips towards the back corners of the mat. Maybe in a 45-degree angle or further. For this one, we're going to feel the stretch all the way from the wrists all the way up to the shoulders. So we're going to inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back as gently as you need to, because this can be a little intense. So do whatever you need to do here. Feeling the stretch not only through your wrists, but your forearms, your elbows, your triceps. And just 2 more times. Inhale, rock forward. And exhale, rock back. Just 1 more time, a little deeper if you're able to. And then arriving in the center, we are going to turn the fingertips forward and come back to downward facing dog. We're going to be doing a standing sequence next. So once you're ready, come back to your down dog. Sukhasana, downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale, right leg up, Ekapada Mukha Svanasana. Three-legged dog, looking forward, step your right foot towards the top of your mat. And we're gonna go ahead and bring the hands on the hips, or you can always bring your hands on the chair if you need that extra support here. So we're gonna bend the front knee. We're gonna turn the left heel in. So both heels may be almost in line here. We're gonna be working in warrior two. So the front knee's in a 90-degree angle. The left toes are coming in into a 80-degree angle, distributing the weight of your body to your front and back leg. Keeping your left leg straight while your front knee is bending. Ribs and hips in line. We're gonna open the arms. The arms will be aligned to one another, palms facing down. Find softness through the shoulders, and we're gonna turn the gaze towards your right fingertips. We're gonna hold here for 5, keep breathing, and 4. We're gonna hold here for 3, keep breathing, and 2. We're gonna hold here for 1. Now, from this warrior 2, we're gonna move into an extended angle. So we did those side body stretches earlier. I want us to apply that same idea, lifting through the ribs, opening the sides. In preparation for this. So you can always watch if you're not familiar with the extended angle. We're gonna inhale together. As we exhale, reaching the right arm as far to the right as we can, as far, like we're trying to touch whatever wall we may have there. And then you can bring your forearm on your leg, or if you happen to have a block, bring your block behind your leg. And then your left hand on your hip. So you wanna turn the right ribs forward, left ribs back, imagining you have a wall behind you. Adding a small tuck to your tailbone, opening your chest, and then extend the left arm straight up above your shoulder, or turn your palm to the side and extend your arm above your ear. Keep opening your chest belly. Look forward and look up to the hand for 5. Keep breathing, keep bending your front knee, back leg straight. For 4, keep breathing. And 3, and 2, keep breathing. And then 1. We're gonna inhale, come back out the same way we came in. Back to the warrior 2. From warrior 2, we're gonna straighten the front leg. Feeling both thighs lifting up, still distributing the weight of your body evenly. Hips pretty much opening to the left side of your mat. This next pose is called Trekanasana, or triangle pose. So I want us to open the arms. Palms facing down, looking to the right, fingertips will inhale together. And exhale, similar to the extended angle, feeling your ribs and chest opening upward. Reach your right arm to the right arm to the right, right arm to the right. You can bring your hand on the chair. That's all you have today. Or you can bring your hand to your thigh, shin, or block. It's really not a competition about whether you can touch the floor. Most of us can touch the floor. But what happens is that when we do, we collapse and our chest stops opening. What really matters is that as we place the hand anywhere on the leg or on the chair or on the block, that we're still able to open, turning, again, the left ribs back, the right ribs forward, opening the hips, belly, and chest. It's more important than how low your hand can go, because most of our hands can touch the floor, but we don't want to necessarily do that. So go ahead and open, turn your left arm, gaze up, left arm straight up, or turn your palm, and you can always reach the arm above your ear again. Now go ahead and hold here for 5, keep breathing, and 4, and 3, keep breathing, and 2, and then 1, and then come back to standing, just where everything began. And we're gonna go ahead from here, windmill the hands to the floor. So if you have any blocks or chair, move those away and bring your hands to the ground, back to where we started in down dog. So come into your downward facing dog. Give yourself 5 breaths in down dog, where if you'd rather rest in child's pose, then come down to your knees and rest. Substituting the down dog with child's pose, nothing wrong with that. You can always find child's pose at any time really throughout this practice. Take 3 more breaths here. You can even walk your dog for the last 2 breaths if you like. And just 1 last breath. Now, if you happen to be in child's pose, join us back in down dog. And from the downward facing dog, we are going to inhale left leg up. 3-legged dog. And from the 3-legged dog, looking forward, step your left foot to the top of your mat. And come up to standing here. Hands on your hips. You can always hold on to your blocks or your chair if you need that extra support for balance. So now we're going to repeat that same sequence. We'll start with warrior two, left knee still bending, turn your right toes to the right foot in an 80 or so degree angle, and just lifting your thigh up, distributing the weight of your body through your front and back leg. Make sure your hips are not coming forward. That's a different pose. That's warrior one. Warrior two, we open the pelvis to the side. So now ribs and hips align. We'll open the arms. Arms align to one another. Soften your shoulders, gaze to the left. And we'll hold here for 5. Keep breathing for 4. Keep bending your front knee for 3. Keep breathing for 2. And holding for 1. Now, extend the same angle, looking to your left, inhale. And again, as you lift your ribs, open your chest, reach your left arm as far as you can. As far as you can. And then from here, you can place your forearm on the thigh, or if you happen to have a block, bring the block behind your leg. Left hand on the block. Right arm straight up, looking forward or up. Return your palm over to the front of your mat and open your arm above your ear. Again, turning your left ribs forward, the right ribs back, as if you had a wall behind you. And we're gonna hold here for 5, keep breathing, keep bending your front knee, back leg straight. For 4, keep breathing. And 3, and 2, and then 1, and have come back to the warrior 2. We'll straighten the front leg, and again, distribute the weight of your body evenly. So both thighs lifting up, both feet grounding and pressing down. Trekanasana, standing to an angle, looking at your left, inhale. And exhale, reach your left arm as far to the left as you can. Again, you may have to keep your hand high in the chair, nothing wrong with that. Or on your thigh, or on your shin, or on the block. But again, it's not a competition about bringing the hands down, because usually that kind of ends up contracting the chest. This should be a chest and hip opener. So just bring your hand in a place where you can still open your hips, your belly, your chest, etc. Your arms straight up. Then both arms opening away from one another. You can always turn your hand to the front and then arm above your ear. We're going to hold here for 5, keep breathing. And 4. Holding here for 3, keep breathing. And 2. And holding here for 1. We're going to inhale, come back, all the way back to where we started. And from here, we're going to go ahead and windmill. So bring your hands to the earth, back to another down dog. And you can hold in dog or rest in child's pose, although we are going to be resting in child's pose after this. So let us hold here for 5, keep breathing. And 4. And 3, keep breathing. And 2. And then 1. We're gonna come down to the knees and prepare for child's pose. So big toes touching knees, either hips or a little bit wider. You can sit on your heels. If you happen to have a blanket or a block, you can always sit on those, because not everyone is able to bring their pelvis all the way to the heels. And that's fine. It's gonna look different on everyone. Nothing wrong with that. So just try to bring your pelvis as low as you can, but some of us have to bring the pelvis up more like a puppy pose, and that's fine. If you happen to have a block or maybe like a book to stack on or a pillow, you can go ahead and use those to support your head. If you don't have anything, then just bring your head on the floor. Forearms and elbows resting on the ground. Keep your arms shoulder width or maybe a little bit wider. Find softness to your neck and shoulders, just letting your head feel heavy, and you can keep your eyes open or closed. But I want us to take a deep inhale through the nostrils and an even deeper exhale through your mouth. Inhaling through your nose. Take a long exhale through your mouth. For 3 more breaths. Just cooling off a little bit, 2 more times. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. For 1 more breath. And closing your mouth, we're going to inhale through the nostrils. Exhale through the nostrils for 4 more breaths. And just 1 last breath.
We're going to inhale, reach the arms forward, coming to your hands and to your knees for tabletop.
And I want us to just cross the legs and take a seat. We're going to be doing some back bend work, bridge pose to be exact, Satyabhama Sarvangasana. If you're not familiar with bridge, you can always watch first. Not a pose that if you've never done that you want to do while you want to watch it and then join. But if you're familiar, just go ahead and follow me and let's go straight into it. So we're going to go ahead and bring the feet flat on the ground, hands behind your legs. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then slowly exhale, roll your back down, one vertebra at a time. Feeling those ab muscles working as you come down. Now, once you come down, as you see for me at least, my feet are really far forward. And for us, that's what happens a lot of times. And that's going to make the pose a lot harder. So you want to walk your heels back so that your ankles and heels are below your knees. That will give you more support. So find that alignment, and we're going to bring the arms to the sides with the palms down. Spread those fingers out. And the head wants to stay straight, which is why I recommend you watching this first if you're not familiar, and then joining, because you want to keep your head straight up to protect your neck, looking upward, find a spot on the ceiling to focus on, or maybe even close your eyes so that gives you more focus. Now, as you press down to the four corners of your feet, your toes gripping on the earth. Think of your toes as roots growing through the earth, arms on the floor. Think of your fingers also as roots growing through the earth. And as you engage your thighs and belly and glutes, we're going to inhale, bring the thighs up, the belly up, the chest up, finding a small tuck to your tailbone so that you're not letting your glutes collapse. So it's a little tuck. It doesn't have to be too intense, just a little tuck. And you can hold on to the sides of your mat with your hands, or you can find a small tuck to your shoulder blades, letting the sternum and chest open a little wider. You can also maybe bring your hands a little closer together. Maybe your hands are close enough where you interlace them. And I want us to just find 5 breaths here. If you feel the need of coming out sooner than later, then go ahead and come out. Nothing wrong with that. Just take in 2 more breaths, stay where you're at, or see if you're able, by any chance, to go a little deeper. And just take 1 last breath here. We're going to go ahead and untuck the shoulders, open your arms, and gently roll the spine down, 1 vertebra at a time. We're going to take a 5 breath break here. So let's actually open the feet wider, mat distance apart. Just letting your thighs and knees rest on one another. So thighs and knees touch while your feet are a little wider. Just rest your arms like corpses, arms, palms, and forearms facing upward. You can close your eyes if you like. Just take 5 breaths here before we try a second round of bridge pose. Because doing it once is not enough. I want us to try it again, just to see how the second time goes. And just 1 more breath. Now, if your eyes are closed, open them. Open your knees, bring your feet, hips width apart. So now your feet and knees are aligned to your hips, ankles and heels underneath your knees, palms down, arms to your sides. Second bridge pose. So still looking up, chin neutral. As you press down through your arms and hands and feet, we're going to inhale, lift the thighs up, pelvis up, belly up, finding a small tuck to your tailbone and either holding the sides of the mat, or again, you can always tuck the shoulder blades in and bring your hands side to side, or even to the point where they come together. 5 breaths here. And you can stay where you're at or go a little deeper for the last 3 breaths. And 1 last breath. And we'll tuck the shoulder blades first. Arms open to the sides. Rolling the spine down slowly. 1 vertebrae at a time. And this time for a break, I just want us to bring the knees to the chest, or knees to chest pose. Apanasana, so bring 1 knee to the chest and then the other. You can always open the knees apart with the hands on the shins or arms around the legs. Just gently massage your back as you rock from side to side. As you rock back and forth. For 2 more breaths, rock from side to side. rock back and forth. And then holding still here, we're gonna go ahead and bring the feet flat on the ground. We're gonna be doing some hip work and some twisting before we finish in our corpse pose to complete the practice. So this is called a recline pigeon. I want us to go ahead and place the right foot. So the right foot is flexed, first of all. Place your right foot over your left thigh. Let your right knee and hip and thigh open to the side. And then bring your left leg up. So we can also call this like figure 4 shape pose. Now the right hand is gonna come in that little hole between the legs, grabbing the back of your leg, left hand behind you. If you're having troubles holding onto your leg, if you're not able to keep your head and shoulders on the floor, you can always bring a strap or a towel around your leg instead and hold that. But I want us to take 5 breaths here. Let your head again rest on the ground, relax your shoulder blades on the ground. Maybe try to bring your legs a little closer or keep them at least where they're at. Depending how deep you like to go, depending how gentle you like to keep this exercise. Just taking one last breath here. And we're gonna go ahead and let go of the left leg. Bring your left foot flat on the ground, and the right leg is gonna cross over the left. So the right leg is gonna cross over the left. We call this eagle legs. The arms are gonna open to the sides. You can always look at me if you're not sure what I mean by that. We call this T-shaped arm. So open your arms to the side, palms up, let them rest on the floor. We're gonna inhale together, and then as we exhale, just twist over to your left. So we're gonna let the legs twist over to the left. Again, as gently or deeply as you feel like going this morning, but first of all, really listen to your body and your breath. You can keep your gaze up, looking up, straight upward, or you can turn your head over to the right shoulder. And again, give yourselves 5 breaths here. You can even close your eyes if you like. We'll just take 3 more breaths. And just one last breath. And then we're gonna inhale, untwist, and look up. We're gonna cross the right leg next to the left. Just take a moment or 2 here. We're gonna repeat that same sequence on the second side. So whenever you're ready, recline pigeon. We're gonna place the left foot, flex foot over your right thigh, opening your left hip and knee to the side. Inhale, right leg up, hands behind the leg. Or again, you can always add a towel around the leg instead if that's more comfortable, so that your shoulders and head can relax on the ground. We're gonna hold here for 5, keep breathing. 4, and holding for 3, and 2, and holding for 1. Now letting go of your leg, release your right foot flat on the mat, and we're gonna cross the left leg over the right. We're gonna extend the arms to the side, palms up. We're gonna inhale, and then as we exhale, let your legs gently twist over to the right. You can keep looking straight up or turn your head over to the left shoulder. Just finding your breath, make sure that you can breathe deeply, that you can take full breaths, otherwise you may be twisting a little deeper than you should. So again, like I said earlier, let the breath always be in control. Just taking 2 more breaths here. And just 1 final breath. We'll inhale, bring the legs back to the center. We'll switch across, well, not switch, just simply uncross the legs. Left leg uncrosses from the right. And bring your knees to your heart for happy baby. So we're gonna find kind of a 90-degree angle on the legs. So just align the ankles above your knees, flexing your feet. You can place your hands on your thighs, just like I'm doing, or maybe hands on your shins or ankles or feet. But again, just let your shoulder blades and head continue resting on the ground. And gently just rock from side to side here. Just letting those thighs and hips continue to open. Just taking 3 more breaths. And taking one last breath. And then as we come here, bring the soles of the feet together for Trekanasana butterfly. And then just bring those feet on the ground. So we're going to do a recline butterfly just for a couple moments. The arms by your sides. So let your arms open a couple inches away from your side body, palms, forearms face up. Now you're welcome to keep your eyes open. If you rather meditate with eyes open, just finding a spot on the ceiling to focus on so that you're not tempted to look around and lose your concentration. Or if you're comfortable enough to close your eyes, just simply bring your eyelids together, close your eyes, bring your focus inward and observe your breath. Just observing the rise and the fall, the abdomen, ribs, and chest as you inhale and as you exhale. So making sure to continue finding the three-part inhale. So as you inhale, inhale through your belly, letting the abdomen, ribs, and chest rise. As you exhale, contracting your chest, ribs, and abdomen to your spine. Just finding stillness in the body and quiet in the mind. Just taking 5 more breaths here in this recline butterfly pose, Trekanasana. And just taking one last breath here. We're going to move into corpse pose. So that means we're going to straighten the legs. Let your legs straighten. Although if it feels better on your back, you can always keep your legs bending like this. You can watch if you're not sure what I mean. Feet flat on the floor, knees hips width or wider. That feels better on your back. But if your body feels okay with your legs straight, then straighten your legs and just feel the whole support of the mat, of the ground underneath your body. Again, this is Shavasana, also known in English as corpse pose or final meditation pose. This is actually considered the most important part of the practice. It's when we let the body digest, take in all those postures that we've been working on for the past almost 50 minutes. And again, the reason we practice all those poses is to make the body healthier and stronger in preparation for meditation, because the whole purpose of yoga is to prepare the body and mind for meditation. If our bodies are in pain, if our bodies are uncomfortable, they're going to be a distraction for us in meditation. So we want to make our bodies as strong and healthy as possible so that they're not distracting us when we meditate. And we use the breath as a tool to help us quiet the mind, finding a state of concentration, which eventually will convert into a state of meditation. So stay here just for a couple moments, just simply watching your breath. Let us take 5 more breaths. Invite you to come back to your body and very gently begin to just wiggle your fingers and just gently move your toes. Just rolling your wrist, unrolling your ankles in circles. Gently moving your shoulders up and down and gently rocking your head from side to side. Just offering yourself a full body stretch. So reach your arms above your head, point your toes, flex your feet. As you're still here in Shavasana, I did come into a seated position, but you should still be on the floor. In Shavasana, just stretching your whole body, feeling taller and longer. And then from here, whenever you're ready, roll to your side, either your right or left side, finding a fetal pose. And as you come to your fetal position, you can rest your head on your arm for a moment, just taking this moment to thank yourself for being here, for showing up to the mat this early Tuesday morning. Thank you for letting me teach you. We're going to slowly sit up in a cross-legged position, just the position we started with. We call it Sukhasana, easy seat. So go ahead and slowly sit up, joining me in Sukhasana, easy seat pose, crossing your legs, lengthening the spine, opening the heart, and bringing your hands together in Anjali Mudra, also known as prayer hands or hearts of hands. Hands together, thumbs to the sternum. We're going to go ahead and inhale, bring the hands from the heart to the forehead. Exhale, we'll bow. The light within me honors the light within you. And repeating after me if you like. Namaste.